Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And today, another nice one. Not quite as sunny as the conditions that we had yesterday, but still awfully nice. That kept our temperatures down just a little bit as we look down from our Sky-Fi tower camera just above the beautiful town of Kashmir. And hello to everyone up that way. And it was a nice one all the way up the upper valley as well. A few more clouds there too, with temperatures basically in the mid 40s. And as we make our way through the rest of this work week, not much is going to change. In fact, today through Friday, we will continue to see mostly dry conditions with sunshine, light winds, and warm temperatures. In fact, by the time we get into Thursday and Friday, we are going to warm up into the mid 50s. We'll talk about that. And then a little bit of rain shower activity, a possibility as we get into Saturday. We'll talk much more about all of that coming up in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. An Ardenvohr motorist who struck and injured another driver on the Eniat River Road last fall was ordered Monday to spend more than 2 months on home monitoring. Some north central Washington businesses with bad environmental practices are paying the price. And Grant County PUD will close down a section of C Street Southwest in Ephrata Friday morning for building repair. But first, we begin tonight. The accomplice of a Moses Lake man who produced and distributed child porn will serve 22 years in federal prison for her part in that scheme. 27-year-old Katrina Adams of Walla Walla pleaded guilty in U.S. District Court in Spokane to partnering with Mikhail Yuri Agayev, who's now serving 50 years. Among the sexually explicit images they exchanged online were images of Agayev had taken of Adams' 2-year-old daughter. Both were arrested in 2017 after investigation by Moses Lake Police and federal agencies. Well, an Ardenvohr motorist who struck and injured another driver on the Eniat River Road last fall was ordered Monday to spend more than 2 months on home monitoring. Huang Tuan Tran, who's 48 years old, was driving in the wrong lane when he struck the other car, injuring the 82-year-old man behind the wheel. Tran then walked away from the accident scene and went home before sheriff's deputies arrived. He pleaded guilty in Chelan County Court to a charge of felony hit and run and apologized to the victim. He received credit for 20 days already spent in jail. Some north central Washington businesses with bad environmental practices are paying the price. The State Department of Ecology says PNWW Property Ventures, that's a real estate development company in East Wenatchee, was fined $8,500 in December for illegal burning. The company set fire to prohibited debris from a demolished structure, including plastics, insulation, roof shingles, rubber hoses, appliances, and household garbage. Meanwhile, in Okanagan County, Gebers Farms carried out agricultural burning last year during a Stage 1 burn ban imposed by the state. Gebers is one of the largest orchard and cattle operations in the United States. Ecology fined that company $2,500. Grant County PUD will close down a section of C Street Southeast in Ephrata Friday morning to bring in a crane to remove an old piece of air conditioning equipment from the roof of its headquarters. The PUD says the 5,200-pound cooling tower has reached the end of its useful life. The street will be closed between Division Avenue and First Avenue Southwest beginning at 6 a.m. as the crane lowers the massive tower onto a truck. The work is expected to be completed by about noon. There will also be a street closure in the middle of next month as a new tower is installed. The construction cost of that project is just under $250,000. Coming up next, plans to establish a mental health diversion program in north central Washington appear to be gaining traction. Representative Dan Newhouse announced the dates for his March mobile office hours across Washington's 4th Congressional District. And Douglas County Fire District 5 added a significant new weapon to its firefighting arsenal over the weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
The two hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with third-generation eco-diesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. Two more reasons when it comes to buying a truck: there's no reason to leave town.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs. Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Welcome back. In another news, plans to establish a mental health diversion program in North Central Washington appears to be gaining traction. That, according to Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay, who also says such a facility could help people with behavioral health or substance abuse problems get the treatment they need instead of being put in jail or in a hospital emergency room. Overbay is involved in a four-county study looking at creating a facility similar to others that are currently in operation elsewhere.
Miami-Dade County just recently acquired a federal building that they revamped, did about a $44 million upgrade to the building, and they're one of the first in the country to have a diversion facility. They have 200 beds. They run a staff of 23. It costs them between $1 and $2 million a year for the operations of that facility, and just recently opened. And so I'll be traveling down there to take a look at their facility, to really look at the nuances of that. We'll also be looking at some of the programs that are going on in Island County, in the state of Washington, Pierce County, and Snohomish County, with regards to the diversion program, where they actually have law enforcement that are in plainclothes that respond to these calls with dedicated crisis responders, so that they de-escalate the situation as much as possible. And then basically, for the lack of a better term, are kind of the brokers of where does this person need to go based upon what their crisis is at this time, to
so
provide
like
that assistance. It really is. And so we'll be speaking with those three counties as well as to looking at what their program looks like. The True Blood dollars are going to soon run out. The WASPIC dollars are going to soon run out for diversion. And
would you prefer to see such a facility in Chelan County, or if it's a four-county area, I guess it could be located anywhere?
It really could be located anywhere that we really felt would be the best place for it. And so, as we take a look at the jail facility that we currently have, one of the suggestions that was made is it possible to retrofit that facility for that, and then do we look to build a new jail that would be more accommodating as we move forward to the clientele that basically are in that facility?
Right. Overbay says our region is a microcosm for what's happening nationwide in regards to dealing with mental health, homelessness, and criminal behavior. He also discusses some of the recent upgrades at the regional jail, including mental health professionals. Overbay appeared in a recent episode of In Focus with host Steve Hare. You can see the whole interview at NCWLIFE.com. Well, the 4th District's Republican congressman is sending staff to meet constituents throughout the month of March. Dan Newhouse brings his mobile office to stops throughout the district, including March 12th at Omak City Hall and the Moses Lake Civic Center, and then again on March 26th at Pangbourne Airport in East Wenatchee. 4th District residents can get help with federal agencies and give input on policies to Newhouse's outreach team. The large district stretches from the Tri-Cities to the Canadian border and includes Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties. Douglas County Fire District 5 added a significant new weapon to its firefighting arsenal over the weekend as firefighters took delivery of a new truck. The truck was made possible through the Bureau of Land Management's Rural Fire Readiness Program. The district in Mansfield applied for the grant for the new truck after the 2018 Grass Valley fire. After BLM's inspections of the vehicle were completed, 2 district firefighters traveled to Prineville, Oregon to pick it up last Friday. The truck is now being equipped with decals and communications equipment upgrades and is expected to be in service very soon. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
It's a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC.
Hi, Corey Sangster, and we're ending the year with a bang. Take advantage of employee pricing on a great selection of new Buick and GMCs. 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew SLT with savings over $11,000. Or this 2019 Buick Encore all-wheel drive up to $7,000 off. Or choose employee pricing. Before you buy, compare price, service, and selection.
December is a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC or sangstermotors.com.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's features story, outdoor enthusiasts from all around north central Washington attended last weekend's Wenatchee Valley Sportsman Show at the Town Toyota Center. As they took in the various booths on hunting and fishing opportunities, outdoor gear, and organizations, a change was happening behind the scenes. NCWLIFE Sports Director Eric Granstrom has more.
Earl Schuler, owner of the Sportsman Shows here in Wenatchee as well as Yakima and Tri-Cities, is selling to local media consultant Amy Gustin.
I contacted Amy about the possibility of taking over the Wenatchee show because she lives here. And unbeknownst to me, she was actually interested in all three. I have one in the Tri-Cities in January. The week before Wenatchee is Yakima, and then there's the Wenatchee show. And so she said, well, what about the other two shows? And I go, well, I hadn't even really thought about it. But the more my wife and I talked about it, we got grandbabies now that we like to go see and maybe travel a little bit. It's fairly labor intensive, as Amy will know, for 3 to 4 months out of the year. The rest of the time is not easy, but it's easier than around the show time, and you can get quite busy.
Gustin runs the ADG Media Group and has extensive background with trade and event shows and working with the media.
Well, I've been doing shows in the Wenatchee Valley for my clients, and when I was in radio back in the day with you, we used to do the KPQ show. Then I moved on to the Home Builders Association, and I've been helping them with their show. I've worked on AleFest, I've worked on Oktoberfest for years, so it's a natural fit for my business to take on these shows. My husband and I love to fish around here. I raised around here. My dad hunted and fished and taught me everything. So, and I want to keep these going. I want to grow them. I want the next generation to see what there is to offer in this valley.
Gustin says the reason she took on all 3 shows rather than just Wenatchee was quite simple.
I didn't want to split them up. I think that they're such a good product, what Bev and Merle put together all these years ago, and I want to carry it on for them. I want to take it to the next level and show everybody throughout all of North Central Washington that this industry is alive and well.
Gustin has spent this year traveling around to the shows and taking copious notes. She and her husband John will start running things next year, but won't make any big changes right away.
I've heard lots of great ideas, and I love ideas because with that, something will always come. But I'm probably going to do something out on Facebook, maybe do some sort of survey for attendees and volunteers with some, basic questions to get those ideas rolling. There'll be lots to come. Absolutely. But next year, I want to get through the shows. I want to, grow attendance. And I want to do some cross promotion with the vendors. So that'll probably be the first thing for the first year. And then I'll start changing things.
She's got energy, and it takes energy to do these shows. And if she's got it, she'll do just fine.
At the Wenatchee Valley Sportsman Show, I'm Eric Granstrom for the NCWLIFE channel.
Time now for a check of our North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, as we always do, let's take a peek outside our weather window. This time we're moving up to the Upper Valley and taking a look down at Cashmere. And what a beautiful day all across North Central Washington today. Not quite as sunny as the conditions that we had yesterday, but still very, very nice out there with lots of sunshine and temperatures. Once again, about normal and slightly above normal. Unofficially, our high temperature in the Wenatchee area today at 47 degrees. 45 is where we should be for this time of year. Our record low, 6 degrees. 27 is where we were this morning. 30 is normal, but 6. Very chilly back in 1993, but not the case a couple of years later. 1995, our record high at 62 degrees. Sunrise this morning, 6:49, and the sun will set this afternoon at 5:39. Let's take a peek at our midweek Wednesday forecast, and things are going to warm up throughout North Central Washington as we see an influx of even warmer air beginning tonight and into tomorrow. 53 for Moses Lake, 52 Ephrata, 51 in Quincy. We will see 51 degrees as well in Wenatchee tomorrow. It should be absolutely beautiful. How about Leavenworth tomorrow at 47, Lake Wenatchee 41, and up in Okanagan County it should be a beautiful one there as well. Omak high tomorrow at 47. Tonight we can expect mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. It will be calm and a mild overnight tonight as well, with temperatures above normal once again in the lower 30s. There is a little bit of activity just to our west and to our north, and that's where most of that will stay, so really no problem with that. Wednesday, mostly sunny. You can see almost all of central and eastern Washington will see lots of sun tomorrow. It will warm up, as I just showed you, with temperatures in the lower 50s throughout most of North Central Washington. As we get into Thursday, mostly sunny, and yes, even warmer than the lower 50s for Thursday. We're talking 60s down in the Tri-Cities, also southwest Washington. We won't be quite that warm, but we will be well into the 50s both Thursday and on Friday. Unseasonably warm weather will continue right through the week. And folks, we're talking lots of sunshine and not much wind. There's the next storm system, though, as it slides down the coast of British Columbia. And as it moves our direction for Saturday, we're going to see some windy conditions on Saturday and some changing weather, as we'll see about a 20% chance for shower activity. Will this move over the Cascades into our area? That will be the question as we move into this weekend. For Sunday then, a break between storm systems. That storminess will move off. We'll see mostly sunny conditions for Sunday. It will stay on the mild side before the next very weak storm system moves our way again. Once again, just to our northwest, counterclockwise flow, bringing that moisture into us. A 20% chance of rain as we start our next work week with partly cloudy skies. The good news, still mild. So any precipitation we do see will be in the form of rain showers. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. 33 the overnight low tonight, and then we will get into the 50s and stay there for a few days. 51 on Wednesday, even warmer than that for Thursday and Friday, 53 degrees. And then our weather changes a bit as our high pressure ridge flattens out. A 20% chance of rain on Saturday and 50 degrees, 51 Sunday, and a little bit more shower activity Monday, but still mild with a high then of 52. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. The NCWLIFE channel will be courtside broadcasting this Saturday's regional basketball playoff games for Kashmir. We have worked out a deal with the WIAA and the NFHS to bring you live coverage of the Kashmir boys and Kingsway Christian at 4 o'clock at Wenatchee High School. Nooksack Valley then will be followed against Kashmir. We won't bore you with all the details, but the NFHS network has exclusive rights to the WIAA postseason events. As a result, we've negotiated a deal where we'll do the broadcast and provide the NFHS with our feed, which will be available on a subscription through their website, or our broadcast will be available on television only, Local Channel 12 and Charter Channel 19. In turn, we'll be taking a feed from the NFHS network next week to broadcast games from the state tournament in Yakima here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, the Big Nine is out with its postseason honors in basketball. Players of the year are Wenatchee's Garrett Long and West Valley's Logan Kinlock. Eastmont's Isaac Wellborn and Moses Lake's Kyle Karstetter are first-team selections. Eastmont's Trey Haberlock is a second-teamer. Wenatchee's Chase Lloydhammer and Eastmont's Oscar Calvillo were chosen to the Big Nine's all-defensive team. On the girls' side, Madison Clark is the Big Nine Girls Player of the Year for Moses Lake. Her teammates Anna Olson and Camille Carpenter are second-team selections, along with Eastmont's Jaden Brown and Wenatchee's Emily Redmond. Carpenter and Olson are also on the all-Big Nine defensive team. Well, a young figure skater from Wenatchee is making a splash on the big stage. 10th grader Liam Kapakis recently captured the bronze medal at the 2020 U.S. Figure Skating Junior Men's Championships in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's been a busy year for Liam. He competed in the 2020 Youth Olympic Games in Switzerland and has been invited to attend the U.S. Figure Skating Junior Worlds Camp. Now, due to his rigorous schedule practicing and competing, Kapakis attends school through Washington Connections Academy, a tuition-free online public school that serves students in grades K through 12. Liam grew up as a member of the Wenatchee Figure Skating Club. Congratulations to Liam Kapakis. Well, the Mariners played their third game of the Cactus League schedule under the brilliant sunshine of Peoria yesterday against the Cubs. And even though they lost, it was a good day at the plate for Tim Lopes.
What a day for Tim. Tim has a single, a double, 2 for 2, and a run batted in. The pitch on the way. Swing and a drive deep into left field. Byrne going back, and this one is going to be off the base of the wall on a hop. Scoring is Wisdom right behind him. Liberato, the throw to the plate. He slides and he scores. The relay a little bit late. It gets away from the catcher Higgins. Tim Lopes, what an afternoon. A double and 2 runs batted in. And it's now the Cubs 13 and the Mariners 7.
Yeah, a lot of offense yesterday. 2 batters later, it was Dylan Moore's turn to ignite the crowd with his first long ball of the spring.
It starts as soon as the previous play is over. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Well hit ball deep to left field. Going and goodbye baseball. A rocket off the bat of Dylan Moore. Over the bullpen, underneath and into the tenant area. What a shot by Moore. A 2-run home run. And it's now the Cubs 13 and the Mariners 9. Dylan's first home run of the spring is a tee shot, a 2-run home run.
Thanks to the Mariners for the video there. Rick Riz, of course, on the play-by-play. Austin Nola also went 2 for 2 at the plate with a run and an RBI. Seattle lost it to the Cubs 16-12. Mariners in Phoenix today for a game against the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll have results tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Here's a look at what's coming up on the NCWLIFE sports schedule this week. It begins tonight with a wrestling match from back in January between Eastmont and Eisenhower. I'll have the call at 7 o'clock. Hockey night Thursday is a game from a couple of weekends ago, with the Wenatchee Wild taking on Chilliwack at the Town Toyota Center. Our checker has your play-by-play beginning at 7 o'clock. We'll re-air the Wenatchee and Moses Lake boys basketball playoff game Friday at 7. Then, as we mentioned, Saturday, live coverage of the 1A Regional from Wenatchee High School, beginning with the Cashmere boys and Kingsway Christian at 4. Grant Olson will have your play-by-play on that one. Then it's 6 o'clock game time for Cashmere girls in Nooksack Valley. I'll have that call. It's right here on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE channel. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Really looking forward to that, Eric. Thank you very much. And finally tonight, it was an unusual sight for sure when a 600-pound sea lion was spotted Sunday on a road near Castle Rock, Washington. The sea lion was a significant distance from the nearest water and is believed to have traveled from the Columbia River to the Cowlitz River and up Delameter Creek, a journey of more than 15 miles. Sheriff's Office and Fish and Wildlife officials spent much of Sunday corralling the surly creature before loading it into a trailer and returning it to the Columbia River. Happy ending. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Start your day Wednesday here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. My guest will be Matt Canlis, who is the lead pastor of Trinity Church. Of course, Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, and there's a big event coming up at Sage Hills Church on Leap Day this Saturday, the 29th. We'll talk about that with Matt Canlis on Wednesday morning's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, plus news, sports, weather, the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and an opinion from Mike McNaughty. We will see you live here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. right here from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCWLIFE magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCWLIFE magazine right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
You want to help others. You need a solid career. You can have both with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, stop by our campus at 595 Grant Road across from Safeway or visit chartercollege.edu.